Coach David here. We're going to have another game breakdown. This one is all about how to isolate a weakness in a player. So you wouldn't technically do this in a rec game. You would do it more in a tournament. You find the weakest shot of the weakest player and you isolate that until it doesn't work anymore. If it keeps working over and over, you just never change the game plan. So this was rec ball, but we've all known each other very well. So we know that we're not avoiding somebody. We're just trying to work on our tournament game. That's what we're doing here. So you'll see that we find a weakness and we're isolating a weakness. And if you can pull off that game plan, it's pretty awesome. Okay, here we go. So this is where we played at the Islander RV Resort in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Okay.
So we have,
We need to
listen.
Paul like a lefty.
So that's what I'm saying. We need to play Paul like a lefty. This is Gordon, Timo, Gordo, Gumby, Timo, Coach David. So I'm saying
This scenario,
we lost the last game. So this is why we're doing this.
in the other scenario, we go.
So his backhand roll is so good that I'm saying we need to play him as a lefty. We need to play his forehand
Let's take away the flips.
as his left hand. So here's his flick.
Okay.
So watch his backhand. It's so tricky. Look at that. It's really, really, really good. It's like one of his best shots. So that he beat us with, when we played the game right before this. So now, actually we might have won the game, but yeah, I think we won, but barely. So we won that game. So now we've decided on a game plan that we're gonna isolate his forehand, which would be like isolating a lefty's backhand. We're gonna play him as a lefty. Okay, so here's the game, 0-0. So look at Tom's working that forehand, which is his backhand, right? His backhand. See how I did that perfectly? Let's back up, 0-0-2. Watch him hitting this drop to the spot we need. Boom. We're not giving him that backhand roll.
For now.
So that was just perfect.
Okay.
So here we go again. 1-0-2. So I just had a drive. I just had a drive. It's a sitter, a popped up sitter. I don't care if I hit his backhand, forehand. I'm just ripping at him.
You.
Okay, watch this. In that corner, perfect. He does get a backhand. So look at that. Once he hits this shot, that's how good it is. Look at how much of an angle he created. And then Tom tried to get it back to the forehand, but now it's a tough shot.
See how far he's moving over, though. That'll leave that down the line open.
So that's why I say, look how far he's moving over. Look at how far he moved over to get that backhand. So eventually he's creating big holes down these lines.
See how far he's moving over, though. That'll leave that down the line open.
So that's going to happen later. So I just do a cat paw. So he hits a forehand. It's a weak forehand. He lifts it up. I do a cat paw, put away.
0-2-2.
0-2-2. Just a decent drop. Hit the forehand and look what happens. Okay? This is a perfect tournament game plan. If you can pull it off. So it hits the forehand again, working the forehand, which is his backhand, right? He just doesn't attack well off of it. So now I can actually see, if it's high like that, I can actually see it fast enough to be able to react. His backhand roll comes from below the net, so you can't even see what he's doing. But I can see that forehand, and I have more time to react, which is what happened there. Boom. Okay? So perfect setup. I'm there to defend.
Yeah, show it to me.
Plus, I know what my partner's doing. He's not hitting random shots all over. We're isolating a section of the court. So there they switch. Okay, so now they've figured out, okay, we're we're going at his forehand over here. So now they're going to switch to try to get to put Gordon over there in that corner. So it's something we hadn't seen yet. I hit his backhand. He hits a nice roll. I have to attack it.
3-0-2.
That's how good it is.
3-0-2.
Don't give players their favorite shot. 3-0-2.
Just
So that when they're switching, so when they switch, like if I play a righty-lefty, he typically would be a lefty, right? His left hand would be on this side, his right hand on this side. So I want to hit his conceivable left hand. Sorry, this is confusing. So I'm going to go center. When they split Paul this side, Gordon on this side, now I'm going center like I would on a righty-lefty. If Paul's over here and Gordon's over here, now I go to his backhand, which is his forehand, if that makes sense.
holes for us.
Like I'm playing a righty-lefty.
See 'em.
Righty-lefties, you play insides and you play outsides, depending on where they are. So 4-0. So that's all he kind of had there. It was a great drop. I mean, a great return, deep.
You.
So there, he plays middle. Now we're playing kind of middle to take advantage of the weaknesses, a backhand here and supposedly a backhand here. So then I just jam it down their throat here. Wait on the mistake. I'm taking a lot of court because I can get my forehand in play.
Yep.
Boom. And I hit my slurve shot, which has a ton of spin. Even if they get it, it's a weak pop-up.
Middle. Okay. Now we're outside again.
So now, if he's over here, he's over here. I want to go outsides to hit backhands.
Yours.
Well, I hit it middle anyway. So I'm just working it. I'm working his backhand, right?
You.
Bringing it back to our spot, bringing it back to the weakness, and boom, we get the shot. So that was just a great point. We don't just go there the whole time. So if this shot opens up another shot, like Gordon's back, he's up in front, Gordon's back, I'm going to go at Gordon's feet because it's set up by going after the weakness because it can't attack us. Okay.
Me. Thought you saw this.
So that was smart.
Ball.
Oh, okay. So he gave a switch signal. Watch.
Yeah.
He's going to give a switch signal. But Paul's so in his head, he doesn't pay attention.
Thought you saw this.
But I thought when I was over here, I just thought Gordon was covering, which he should. He needs to take pressure off of this shot.
4-0-2.
4-0-2.
Me.
Okay, so oftentimes that's a difficult drop from here to here in this because it's so short. That's a tough drop for me to hit there. So even though you're isolating a spot, sometimes you're going to make errors because you're hitting shots you normally would not hit and that aren't typical in a game. So your math has to work out. Your percentages of what you gain from targeting a certain person, a certain shot, versus just playing the game and hitting cross-court dinks until something happens. So that was me trying to hit a difficult drop that I normally don't hit.
Hey, watch out, man. Before you take off. There are two of us. Right?
Oh yeah, that was another thing. Go back. So look, so see something here. So watch how Tom moves up.
4-0.
This is our target here. Tom moves forward,
Me.
which it's kind of mentally messed me up. I'm like, why is he going forward? Because we're attacking here. So I need to be ahead of Tom. Tom needs to be back up. So mentally that could have messed me up, or just trying to hit a bad shot and seeing him move forward, knowing that this was a wrong shot because it's going to put us out of position. The gap down the middle will be open. Okay. So we're still hitting that weak forehand. And it just opens up shots, you know. It opens up shots.
Coming to you, David. 0-4-2.
So then I take advantage of the feet here. The person in front of me, I attack in front of me. I just attack in front of me. He puts up a weak third. I attack in front of me. Another miss. So this will really grate on his mental health too.
I go. Nice. Heads up.
So he had a good backhand roll, and now we hit his forehand again. Now we're working his forehand. Oh, and it hit his backhand, which is his. That's his shot, man. He's like a 5-0 backhand player and a 3-0 forehand player.
Normally that doesn't come back, but I hit his forehand.
I hit his forehand, which is his backhand, because he's so good at his backhand. But it's because he has shoulder issues, so he's figured out how to adapt it.
5-0-2.
So he plays a backhand, which doesn't hurt, like pronating, supinating, your wrist is going to torque your shoulder, where if he's in pronation, he can use that backhand without hurting his shoulder.
I was just as surprised as you were.
Oh, yeah, okay, what happened here? So watch what Tom does here. So it's not about a weakness, but it's about why would you hit this shot? Why would you come up and take that? It's going my direction, you know. Now, if it was a little over and it was going to bounce higher, yes, but not that one.
I was just as surprised as you were.
So he's like, whoa, what was that? Yeah, I was like, oh, I was surprised too. But he knows.
Yours.
So we're going to the forehand again, which opens up holes.
Me.
And then I tried my inside-out roll, and it was
Trick shot. It wasn't.
it was horrible. It was horrible. Okay.
You. There we go.
Just a good return, high drop,
5-2.
and we smashed it. Forehand, weak forehand. He goes, Ernie. And then we never gave him a backhand there. So let's see Tom's Ernie here. Let's see if he makes it. Yeah, totally clean. He likes that shot when people drop over this corner. So look at how good, though, Paul's backhand roll is here. You know, right into that corner, he's got total control over it. But when he gets his forehand, it's like playing a 3-0 player, a 5-0 player and a 3-0 player all in one. That's one of my favorite drops, just drop it in that corner. I didn't feel like I could have got it to this forehand here. So the cat and mouse game, Gordo went for the inside out roller and missed it, but he was hitting that all day. So there, I hit that forehand, and then boom, So look at what we're gaining. Watch all this space here. He's covering pretty good, but there's room. So me trying to go for that forehand, he moved so far over, he got to his backhand and just worked me, right? That's how good that shot is. Watch. Look how easy he makes it look.
Yeah.
Just perfect. So that's why you find a weakness and you exploit the weakness.
See?
He redirected off his backhand there. Pretty nice. Tom missed the reset. Great. Going behind because that's going to be open. There. I hit the weakness. He's getting frustrated now.
6-2.
So that's another thing that happens in a tournament. If you isolate somebody's weakness, they get frustrated and it only goes worse. So I really thought I had that shot. So I think I have middle here because look at how wide he is. And he just had a nice stab. He's covering the best he can. And he got it for sure. Gordon did. So I cover middle there. I'm protecting my partner while he gets up. I'm just going middle like I would on a righty-lefty. So we're just playing the cat and mouse game. I go back to middle. I go back to middle. I'm just waiting on an error. Just waiting on an error.
Yeah.
Okay, so
4-6-2.
Tom moved it from middle. And it was a weak, fluffy one, right? Weak and fluffy.
4-6-2.
Paul came over and jammed me up.
Yeah. 4-6-2.
So probably not the best shot. But my job is to be able to defend that, and I didn't.
You. Nice. Perfect.
Watch. This is what happens when you isolate people.
Nice. Perfect.
Mental breakdown. Now we got him, right?
Yep.
We got him.
You.
We've known each other and played against each other for 6 years, so
6-4-2.
don't feel like we're being a jerk to Paul. We're all jerks to each other at points. I mean, we're just playing the game the best we can. Okay, let's see that here. So I go to the forehand. Look at that. Look at his backhand roll. He redirects it, which was pretty nice. So now we're back to the forehand, and he can't get enough power or misdirection on it, so I can see it coming. So I'm back to our target, and boom, frustration. Watch this. If you get somebody
8-4-2.
in their head so much, you got them, right? As long as you don't mess it up. So there, I hit my target again, and now we're back in the cat and mouse. Tom's hitting the target, boom. So he created that hole by moving him over. Moving him over, pinning him over here, pinning him. He doesn't move back, right? And boom, that's my shot. So Gordon has to be, it's too hard to recognize that he's not, he keeps coming back, and then he stops coming back on this one. So Gordon doesn't know to come over because he kept coming back. Once he stopped coming back, that was the hole. We're building the hole, fill the hole. Build the hole, fill the hole. I think we're 9 something. So now they're switching to try to get us confused, and then that's just salt on the wound, right? Salt on the wound there. But they're trying something, you know, they're trying to
10-4-2.
get us off our mark. Because once we get dialed in, we can hit it almost effortlessly. So now I'm trying to go back to center.
All right, right here. Even he can't screw that one up. Make this interesting.
So I said, even he can't screw that one up because I floated
Right
it.
here. Even he can't.
I floated it so high because this isn't a normal shot I would hit. To somebody's forehand in the middle, I would avoid that like the plague. I'd always go here, right? I'd always go to somebody's backhand. But since we're targeting a shot, targeting a spot, targeting a weakness, every once in a while you're just going to get burned. And that's what happened there. Because this is a shot you just wouldn't give to people high to a forehand.
All right, right here.
He stayed low in his squat and rolled it over. That was nice.
That's the hard part about forcing a shot. When it's not there, sometimes you pop it out.
That's what I'm saying. That's a hard part.
It's working.
That's a hard part about forcing a shot, isolating a shot. That's not typical. But that's what separates great players from decent players.
Yeah.
So now they don't know what to do. So now we know we're building holes because he's trying to get to his backhand to hit shots. So Gordon's going to have to move over to cover, and that opens that hole down the line. So we're opening holes in the middle. We're opening holes down the line when this person can't stay neutral. So here's what happens right here.
You?
So he's coming over to help
3 years too early on that.
down the line. Plus with Tom's paddle, that shot's pretty hard to see. Frustration.
You.
And I always talk when I'm out there. Yous and me's. So that's, look at that. Look at how good that shot is. Hits high to his backhand. You can't see it because it's below the net. You don't expect somebody to attack that. And even if I let it go, it lands in. I've played him so much. He lands it in.
Avoiding it as much as possible. But
So that's part of this game, is you're going to eat some. You're going to lose some. But overall, you're going to win more than you lose. And that's the game winner right there. Look at how good that drop was. Tom was dialed in on that drop for sure.
So well executed.
So Gordon recognized what we were doing and said, that was a clinic, you know, that was so well executed. I'm like, it's kind of fun when somebody recognizes the work you put in and the strategy and actually doing the strategy perfectly, you know, as perfect as we could.
Yeah, when you went over, it was a good staff breaker. It was a clinic, yeah. So well executed. Thanks.
So that was a clinic. Okay, so what do you think about the video? Do you like this breakdown? I'm getting a lot of positive feedback from my 4-0 game breakdown I did. So let me know in the comments if you like it, if there's something I want to add, if you want me to add, or if there's a certain game breakdown you want me to do. I'm not going to do the pros, you know, I'm not going to do pro games. Do not try to play like a pro. The pro game is so different from your normal rec game. You aren't going to learn anything from it. So you would learn more from a 3-0 breakdown, a 3-5, a 4-0 breakdown than any pro breakdown, because most people will never be able to play like a pro. It just doesn't happen. But you can be the better 3-5 player. You can be the better 3-0 player, right? You can work your way from a 2-5 to a 3-0 by learning strategy and learning gamesmanship, learning how to hit certain shots, learning how to isolate weaknesses, which is what we did here. Okay, so if you like the video, make sure you share it, subscribe, and hit that like button. I want as many like buttons as I do views. So if you viewed it and you enjoy it, hit the like. Ooh, Butter's going to get somebody. Butter's our vicious little dog. Our vicious little Shih Tzu. Hey, Butter, come on. Hey, Butter, come here. Come here. No, she's not coming. She thinks she did something wrong, but she didn't. Good job, Butter. Good job. You got it. Okay, that's it. Subscribe, like, share. I appreciate it. Pickleballdiary.com. See ya.